They say in Africa's darkest nights, when even the lions sleep and the hyenas fall silent, there's something else watching. Something that moves like smoke, melting into shadow with every step. You won't hear the soft press of its paws against the earth. You won't smell its musk carried on the wind. By the time you realize you're not alone, it's already too late. This is no roaring monarch, no beast that announces its presence with thunderous power. This is something colder, quieter, an assassin, patient, calculating, invisible. A phantom that seems less like flesh and blood, and more like the night itself given hunger. Eyes gleaming like shards of moonlight cut through the darkness. Muscles, coiled in silence, wait for the perfect moment. From treetop to tall grass, it vanishes and reappears, as if the earth itself opens and swallows it whole. Antelopes vanish. Baboons vanish. Even men vanish. Nothing screams, nothing escapes. Only the silence remains. On the surface, the leopard doesn't look like Africa's deadliest shadow. It's not the largest cat, far from it. A male rarely weighs more than 200 pounds, with females lighter still, often under 130. Compare that to a lion tipping the scale at over 400, or a tiger crossing 600, and the leopard seems almost modest. But that's the deception. What it lacks in bulk, it makes up for in precision. Every muscle is honed, streamlined for speed and silence. The leopard's body is a paradox, compact yet explosive. Its shoulders are thick with muscle, built for dragging kills up into trees. Its limbs are supple, flexible, designed for sudden bursts of speed, for climbing with impossible agility, for launching from shadows in an instant. This is a predator, engineered not for showy dominance, but for flawless execution. Its coat is more than beauty. It's camouflage perfected by evolution. Golden fur dappled with rosettes turns the leopard into a ghost against the African backdrop. In tall savanna grass, in rocky terrain, even on the thick bough of an acacia tree, it melts into the landscape so seamlessly that even prey staring right at it often sees nothing. And then there are the eyes. Large, forward-facing, with retinas designed to drink in every flicker of moonlight. Where humans stumble blind under starlight, the leopard sees the world in detail, every twitch, every ripple, every movement of prey. Add whiskers so sensitive they can feel the air shift before an animal moves, and you begin to understand why nothing escapes its notice. Yet, perhaps the deadliest weapon of all is silence. The leopard doesn't need the roar of a lion or the bone-shaking cough of a tiger. It kills in whispers. Its padded paws touch the ground without sound, each step measured, rehearsed, flawless. It doesn't chase chaos. It creates stillness. And within that stillness, death waits. The leopard's kingdom is not bound by borders. Unlike the lion, which rules its pride lands, or the cheetah locked to open plains, the leopard is a master of every terrain. It thrives where others fail, from the golden savannas of East Africa to the dense rainforests of the Congo, from the rugged cliffs of South Africa to the dry deserts of Namibia. It is everywhere and nowhere. Leopards roam mountain slopes where oxygen thins, lurk along rivers where crocodiles patrol, and even creep into the outskirts of villages, melting into human shadows with the same ease they vanish into grass. Few predators on Earth boast such adaptability. This flexibility is their greatest weapon of survival. A lion needs open land and a pride. A cheetah needs speed and space. But a leopard? It only needs the night and something to hunt. Whether in Asia's tropical jungles, India's forests, or the Russian Far East where snow leopards reign as ghostly cousins, the leopard lineage has spread wider than any other big cat, second only to humans in range. It is this ability to exist anywhere, deserts, jungles, savannas, mountains, that makes the leopard not just a predator, but a phantom. You never know where it might be because it could be anywhere. On the branch above your head, in the grass brushing your leg, in the shadows at the edge of your firelight. A master of adaptation, the leopard doesn't just survive, it dominates, silently bending every environment to its will. When a leopard hunts, There is no chase, no spectacle, no thunder across the savannah like a cheetah's sprint. There is only stillness and waiting. The leopard begins with silence, melting into its environment until it becomes part of it. A tuft of grass, a patch of shade, a ripple of darkness. Its rosettes disguise its body so flawlessly that prey never sees the death creeping closer. Each step is calculated, every pawfall placed, as if the earth itself is conspiring to muffle the sound. Patience is the leopard's deadliest virtue. It may stalk for hours, crawling belly-low through the dust, freezing mid-step when an antelope flicks an ear, waiting for the perfect angle. It does not waste energy. It does not rush. It waits for inevitability. Then, when the distance shrinks to a few heartbeats, the leopard explodes. A sudden burst of muscle and fury, reaching speeds of nearly 60 kilometers per hour in a short sprint. It doesn't need endurance, only surprise. And it doesn't go for messy slashes. No, the leopard is precise. Its jaws clamp around the throat, suffocating with a grip that is both merciless and unshakable. Sometimes, it drives its long canines through the skull or spine of smaller animals, piercing straight into the brain. Every kill is surgical, clean, silent. A victim's last breath swallowed by the night. But what truly sets the leopard apart comes after the kill. While lions squabble over carcasses and hyenas swarm to steal, the leopard denies them all. With raw, staggering strength, it drags bodies heavier than itself into the trees. A 200-pound cat hauling a 250-pound antelope up a vertical trunk, it's not just survival, it's domination. From that lofty perch, the leopard dines in peace, a ghost feasting above while scavengers snarl below. It is a hunter that does not just kill. It vanishes with its kill, erasing the evidence as if nothing ever happened. For a predator that lives in the shadows, the leopard has a menu as wide as Africa itself. Unlike lions, who rely on their pride to bring down large herbivores, or cheetahs, who specialize in small antelope, the leopard is a generalist, a master opportunist. Anything that breathes is a potential victim. Gazelles grazing in the golden grasslands, baboons chattering in the treetops, warthogs rooting in the dust, guinea fowl clucking in the bush, even fish pulled from shallow waters, and insects snatched in silence. If it moves, if it has flesh, the leopard can and will kill it. In the wilds of Africa, impala and bushbuck fall most often, their numbers sustaining the leopard's hunger. But this assassin does not fear risk. It takes down porcupines despite their quills, baboons despite their sharp teeth and group defenses, and even young giraffes or buffalo calves if opportunity presents itself. And then, there is the darker side. In regions where wilderness presses against villages, leopards have learned to hunt livestock. Goats, dogs, sheep, all vanish into the night, leaving nothing but silence and fear behind. On rare occasions, the leopard has turned its phantom skills against humans. History whispers of leopards that became man-eaters, slipping into huts under cover of darkness and dragging victims into the bush. These are not myths. They are recorded terrors, reminders of just how dangerous this shadow can become when hunger pushes it too far. What makes the leopard's diet most chilling is not just its variety, it is the unpredictability. A lion might roar before it kills. A cheetah might be seen streaking across the plain. But the leopard's victims? They never know they're on the menu until the jaws close around their throats. This is not just a hunter. It is a collector of lives, taking whatever it wants, whenever it chooses. Strip away the silence, the stealth, the patience, and what remains is still a predator armed like a living weapon. Pound for pound, the leopard is one of the strongest cats on Earth. A 150-pound leopard can drag a carcass weighing nearly twice its size up a tree, hoisting it vertically with nothing but muscle and claws. No other big cat matches that ratio of strength to body weight. Its jaws are engineered for precision killing. With a bite force measured at nearly 310 pounds per square inch, the leopard may not match the brute crunch of a jaguar or lion, but it doesn't need to. Those dagger-like canines, longer and sharper than the human fingers they dwarf, are perfect for sliding between vertebrae or crushing windpipes in seconds. It doesn't crush bones, it ends breath. Then there are the claws. Retractable, hooked like knives, they act as both grappling hooks and killing tools. A single swipe can rip flesh clean, anchoring prey in place while the jaws do their work. When climbing, they sink into bark like iron spikes, supporting the leopard's full weight, plus the added burden of its kill. The body itself is a weapon of balance and agility. Long, coiled muscles give it the ability to leap over 20 feet in a single bound and spring 10 feet straight up from a standstill. Its flexible spine acts like a coiled spring, unleashing bursts of speed that leave prey stunned before they can react. And its tail, thick, muscular, nearly the length of its body, becomes a counterweight, allowing impossible aerial twists as it hunts among branches. But perhaps the most fearsome statistic of all is this. A leopard doesn't rely on brute strength alone. It doesn't have to. Its deadliest advantage is how it combines moderate bite force, extreme strength, and lethal agility with perfect silence. Other predators roar. The leopard simply arrives. When you measure it in raw specs, bite force, strength, agility, it is a living contradiction. Not the largest, not the strongest, but pound for pound, one of the most efficient killing machines evolution has ever designed. Survival in Africa is never about strength alone. The savanna is ruled by giants, lions with brute force, hyenas with numbers, elephants with size, crocodiles with prehistoric armor. For a solitary predator like the leopard, the secret isn't domination, it's disappearance. Camouflage is its first shield. Those rosettes aren't just decoration. They are nature's vanishing cloak. In daylight, they dissolve the leopard into tall grass, breaking its outline into patches of shadow and gold. At night, the pattern makes it nearly invisible, even under a full moon. You could walk within a few feet of a leopard crouched in brush and never know the death lying in wait. Then comes the cover of darkness. Leopards are primarily nocturnal, slipping into the hunt when other predators rest. Their eyes, engineered with a reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum, magnify any trace of light. To us, the bush at midnight is blindness. To the leopard, it is a world glowing in silver detail. But survival isn't only about hiding from prey. It's about hiding from rivals. Lions, hyenas, even wild dogs would gladly steal a leopard's kill or kill the leopard itself. That's why it has mastered the art of the tree. With claws like grappling hooks, it drags its prize into the branches, beyond the reach of scavengers. There, it eats in solitude, while lions circle uselessly below. Even its movements are a tactic. Unlike cheetahs, who rely on short sprints, or lions, who depend on pride teamwork, the leopard flows like water. Silent, patient, invisible. It never wastes energy. It never exposes itself unless the odds are perfect. And when danger does close in, the leopard vanishes with terrifying ease. It slips into brush, or launches up a tree, or melts into darkness faster than a hunter can blink. More often than not, the jungle itself swallows it whole, leaving enemies staring at empty shadows. This is why the leopard has survived for millennia, outlasting changes in climate, competition, even human encroachment. Its weapon is not only its claws, its bite, or its strength. Its true weapon is the art of never being seen until it wants to be. In the end, the leopard stands apart from Africa's other killers. The lion rules with roar and brute force, the cheetah with speed, the hyena with numbers. But the leopard? It rules with silence. It doesn't need to be seen. It doesn't need to be heard. Its power lies in being felt only at the final moment, when escape is no longer possible. It is the perfect balance of strength and stealth, beauty and brutality. A ghost painted in rosettes, a shadow that waits with endless patience, a predator that bends every environment to its will. It is not the largest. It is not the loudest. Yet it is feared in ways even the lion cannot match, for you cannot fight what you cannot see. The leopard is more than a hunter. It is a whisper of death moving through the dark. A phantom presence that reminds every creature, from antelope to baboon, from scavenger to rival cat, that in Africa's eternal struggle for survival, the most terrifying killers are not always the biggest. Sometimes, the deadliest are those you never see coming.